Good morning, everybody. It is 5:59 a.m. This is Falling For You, and of course, welcome back to the channel. Today we're hopping into Switch 2 content, that being DrivexDrive, the Global Jam, a free demo event that was happening today, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Pacific, my time zone. Then later today it's happening at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. my time zone, and then tomorrow once again at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You're probably wondering, why I was up so early. Well, I couldn't sleep, although I got a few hours and figured why not hop onto Switch 2 and give this game a go. It was a pretty easy process, so you just load up the game and it'll connect to their servers. Should be noted though, this is a demo, so it's not fully fleshed out with everything that probably should be there, or at least we hope. However, I thought it came with quite a bit packed in this demo for my opinion. It starts with us having 3 separate 4-hour blocks to try out the game to see if we like it over the next 2 days. That's plenty of time to form an opinion and even practice the control mechanics, which, believe me, if you're like me, it took a while to learn how to do certain things. Still trying to figure out the dunking and going up the walls and everything, but I've mastered the passes and shooting, so we're getting there. Upon loading up the demo though, you'll be thrown into a tutorial that shows you how to do everything from moving to shooting the ball with the Switch 2 mouse Joy-Cons. After you master those, you'll move on to facing a team of bots with your own bot teammates, after which you're free to play online versus others online within this community or friend-only lobbies. Now these lobbies have, it seems to be a max of 12 people per, and there's 2 courts, and you even have the ability to spectate other courts while you're waiting to join their lobby or throw it in. I guess the comparison could be that it's like watching people when you play 2K. You get to watch them, except this time you don't always face the same people. It seems to be like a rotation kind of thing where they randomly grab people and you play with them. Don't think you can team up with people. Maybe in the full game you will be able to do that. Nonetheless, I didn't see an ability to do that. However, this game also allows the Switch 2 voice chat feature to be used, which I haven't tested yet, but I imagine it would help the enjoyment overall team chemistry of the game. You're able to clap and use 3 emote phrases, so no trash talking, which I think is a nice touch to the game. I mean, just keep the voice chatting and stuff to your team. The other team doesn't need to hear you talk and stuff, so hopefully Nintendo is doing that with this. Overall, I thought it was a fun experience. Definitely felt like a workout. Think Switch Sports kind of thing, where you're constantly using the Joy-Cons, so your arms are getting a workout. In this one, you're constantly pushing them on the mouse pad, so I had to pull out my big mouse pad to use this. But it gave me a workout. And I think for me, 3 to 4 games is pretty good workout to be done with it for a while. I mean, it seemed to be maybe 20 minutes to 30. These games being 3 minutes, and then you have a break in between to test your shots or just take a breather, which I think is nice. Curious what they'll do with the real game, because besides that, it could get a little, mundane and repetitive. But for a demo, it holds its own. I'm going to try it again at 5 p.m. my time, but wanted to hop on this the first time around to get my first take of it. I'll leave you some gameplay of me facing different people and highlights, and let me know in the comments, what do you think? Like, subscribe, and of course, let me know, as I mentioned in the comments, is this something you'd be interested in? Does it look fun? Does you think it'll be fun with friends? We'll see how long it lasts. Will it make it past 1 month of popularity and will it die out? But I like this. Hopefully Nintendo takes this initiative and how people are treating it and, makes more mouse-based games. I mean, there's plenty of ideas out there. Plus, you have tons of games on Steam that could work very well in this game. One feature I did notice about this, I would like the ability to team up with people. As I mentioned before, I don't think there's a way to do that outside of friends. Maybe in the full game you're able to be like, hey, I want to be your friend, and then team up with them, or hey, you want to play that court together. Because there are only 2 courts, maybe they'll expand it to 4. Normally when you hop into these, if you're able to hop into one of these demos, either later this afternoon, this evening, or tomorrow morning, you're going to meet a lot of people that are just throwing around shots, not passing the ball. I mean, I'm, for the most part, had lobbies of people trying to show chemistry, shooting. I had one sweat team that I was facing that they seemed to be pretty good at the game. Like, they were going up in the air, doing bounce passes from alley-oops and stuff. It's like, yeah, these people have been playing for quite a while. Besides that, though, it seems like most of the time people shoot the ball and know when you're open, or like, they've played basketball before. They're just trying to be like Michael Jordan or whatever, so to speak, to be the cliche. Normally, it's not too hard to shoot. I mean, as long as someone's not in front of you, you can juke and different things, and they can try to block you. But as long as someone doesn't bump your shot or stuff like that, generally not too hard to get a shot off, which is nice. You don't have to work on the mechanics super hard. Another suggestion would be a somewhat better indicator of knowing when your teammates are open. Like, you can wave at them, but like it doesn't always show like, hey, you're open, which I think some people struggle with, because I was open a lot of the time, and other times I couldn't see when people were open. There also doesn't seem to be a score limit. You can score as much as you want, and yeah, if you're really good at the game, pile that on those 3 minutes, bro. I was facing, in this last match, decided to record it just before the demo ended, because I wanted to see what would happen when it ended. You got a little message saying the demo has ended, and this game actually was taking place like at 7:02 still, because we started actually at 6:58 a.m. So I was seeing if it would just cut the game mid-game, but they actually let you play it all the way through. So if you do get a game in, it's pretty cool. I also like this last second thing, where if you shoot the ball at the last moment, it actually slows it down and shows like a slow-mo replay. One last thing I wanted to show is this little menu in game. So you have the modes, friend park, public park, pretty simple. Then you can move to the players. It shows everybody and what court they're on, pretty cool. Pre-game, your preferences of the mini games, and this, you actually can choose between 3 positions, and they have their skill sets, which is nice. You can choose your helmet and even the texture, the color, and seems like there's unlockable ones, so that's cool. Quite a bit of customizable to make people stand out. I especially like this feature in terms of the colors, because you could make yourself blue in different colors, and say your friend wanted to be red and purple, and you guys can be different colors and be on the same team, and it's pretty awesome. You don't have to be the same color to be on the same team. So I think that's cool for personality wise. Plus, you know, like what if your friend doesn't like blue but you do, and they like purple? You can both be on the same team, different colors. I think that's awesome. Additionally, it's cool that they have the help thing right there. They have all the tricks with little videos how to do them, and there's not a ton of tricks, but they are somewhat hard to master. I guess it takes a little bit of time, but with all the time you have on these demos, if you choose to play it for 4 hours each time, you'll probably get them down, I imagine. Sometimes things just come easier to other people. I'm not one of those people that naturally picks up things quick, depending on what they are, but nonetheless, let me know your opinion in the comments. I'll drop some gameplay in another video of all of my experiences, and yeah, catch you in the next one, and maybe I'll own this in the future.